We're going over to the Invitational. You will also be part of that, which is a major part of SG Open. It's very exciting because we can bring men's floorball to a level that Singapore and Asia have not really seen before. We will have international players, all-star teams, local top players, and a really strong competitive environment. Alfred, what kind of level and intensity do you think players and spectators can expect when elite players come into this environment?
Like in general, quite high. I remember last year, my first time in Singapore, I didn't know what to expect, and to be honest, I think I expected the intensity to be like at the intermediate level, like intermediate to high. But I think actually the intensity was higher than expected because we played. I think the Singaporeans are really good, and also the European teams coming will be good, and they were good last year also. And also, I remember like one game specifically, we played the Australians, and the thing is, we're all people, and they were athletes, right? So when you play against athletes, there's always going to be like a physical challenge to it, which brings the tempo. But then again, me and Filip and the players in our team are probably skillfully better, but that doesn't matter because the tempo will still be high, and if you don't run and win your duel, then you won't have the ball, and then you can't show your skills. So, the fact that last year was sort of like tough, I think it will only be tougher this year because the roster and the teams participating look really good. So yeah, high tempo, nice goals. I think it's going to be a blast for the supporters.
And for you, Philip, the same thing. What are you looking forward to most with the Invitational?
Yeah, a lot of things. I think it's going to be an incredible tournament facing like other all-star teams from other European countries, but also to face some Asian teams that we normally don't really face.
Yeah.
That's really cool, and I think we will bring a nice team with a good mix of defensive strength and some offensive skills. I hope you can enjoy the games from the stands, and I think it will be really fun to both play and to watch the games there.
And just to follow up quick, what do you think local players can gain from being close to that level? Not just watching, but during trainings, playing and interacting with elite players during this week. I mean, it's a pretty amazing opportunity for them.
Yeah, I feel like when you're watching like good games, it's sometimes you sometimes just follow the game. Sometimes when you really want to learn something, it could be good to like pick a player and follow him really carefully. Because in that way you can see more details, maybe look at the vision, where is he looking before he receives the ball and so on. How is he communicating with teammates, and so on and so on. So I think that can be a good thing to think of. But as I've mentioned several times, I really feel like the Singaporean people, they are really eager to learn. So that mentality is another really important thing when you want to learn stuff.
Yeah.
You also have, of course, all the other Asian nations coming down too, and they are really, really eager to learn more.
Yeah.
And you had a Japanese player last year that you both probably remember, right? I think he scored one of the nice goals there.
He scored in the final.
Yeah. So that is really the connection that we want to create. You know, SG Open, Super Camp, and the Invitational all feeding into each other. The tournament creates the atmosphere, the camp creates development, and the Invitational creates the elite inspiration. And Roundtable, this part, helps tell all that in a story.
So for me, the Invitational, the SG Open, is all about having the opponents from different parts of the world bringing a different type of games and gaining experience. I think that playing against the European teams are always the toughest, like in terms of intensity. but I think you can learn a lot from coming to such an international tournament like SG Open is. So to me, I feel like it's really high quality games. I feel like it's different type of games, and I think you're gonna play some games where you're defending. Maybe most of the game you're defending, you're really trying to challenge yourself by competing against the best players, and then there's other games you can have more offensive play, and you're gonna be able to score a lot. And I feel like the toughest part is the playoffs, where you really challenge yourself and see, can I reach a level I didn't think was possible? I think we provide all of that with the SG Open this year.
Yeah, it will be for a lot of them, it will be their first time actually experiencing playing against the top of the top kind of competition, which is fantastic that we actually give them that chance now. What do you think happens with when European elite players meet Singapore nation players in this kind of environment?
I think the most important thing is that European teams feel like, okay, maybe there are teams in Asia that they are practicing harder than we are. They are doing like an impressive amount of work in order to improve, and the development is going crazy in Asia. And at this time, I think there's still a huge difference between the best teams in Europe and the best teams in Singapore, for example. But Singapore is catching up really fast, and I feel like Europe, the players from Europe coming in are really scared about being like passed in terms of quality, because the teams in Singapore this last season it's really good, and I feel like the floorball world is not really prepared for the growth of the sport that's really coming to challenge the European nations.
Lastly, how can the Invitational help raise the level and the ambition around SG Open?
Yeah, I feel like that's the main event in terms of having the best players playing against the best teams, players from Singapore. So I feel like it will be a great way to catch experience, to compete against the best and try to prove yourself on the highest level.